Hello guys, and welcome to a new series that I'm starting on my channel. And it's actually not a Wolfsville series this time, it's a chess series, because those are the two main games I'm playing right now. They're chess and Wolfsville, and actually also Rocket League. Maybe I might do some Rocket League videos as well. I mean, I could, but I haven't actually thought about that yet. Anyway, this is a chess series, and the aim kind of is to, for first of all, prepare myself because I'm playing a tournament in July where I will play my first over-the-board tournament games that actually count for my um, national rating as well. So that's going to be very exciting, but it will be my first ever classical tournament, and I have never played it before. So I thought it might be a good idea to practice some classical chess. I will do that on Lead Chess, which is a free chess website that anyone can use. Free sponsorship for Lead Chess right here, of course. But yeah, I'm going to be using that site, and I will actually play the game over the board myself as well, and I will explain that better in the next scene. So see you there. Okay, so I've got my OTP board right here, and this is how I'm gonna do it. So for example, I will play a move, and I will type in the move that I played in Lead Chess, and that way I can kind of play fully OTP without any help from seeing a digital board, which is exactly what I want to practice. Meanwhile, you guys will all see a digital board, so you can calculate the lines along with me. We'll be playing 2-hour games, so it will be a relatively long video, and maybe I will make some timestamps for the critical moments in the game. But you can of course also look at me playing my OTB moves. I thought it was kind of an interesting idea, and I will just see how it turns out. So I'm gonna find a game, and I will see you guys when I found one. Okay guys, I found a game, and we have already played the first moves, so e4, e5, and I will go knight f3, because I want to play a Spanish opening. That's the opening
Knight f3.
that I will be probably playing in July in the tournament. I think most people will go into Ruud
d6.
Lopez. In this game, though, we will be playing against a Philidor defense with d6, which I always counter by playing d4 immediately, going for the main line,
d4.
also called the exchange variation of the Philidor. So the main move here is to take on d4.
Bishop g4.
Oh, he doesn't go for the main move, which is interesting. He goes bishop g4. Let me kind of process this. So what I can do, I can push d5, of course, but yeah, that's actually probably the right move. He might go c6 at some point. If he takes my knight, I can simply play queen takes f3. So I'm tempted to go for a kind of reversed range structure with d5. I can also play something like bishop to e3, going for development, and actually kind of aiming for a more open position, which I think fits my playstyle a bit more. I like to have those attacking opportunities, and with close positions, it all becomes a bit slower. So I think I might play bishop e3 because of that reason. Because I also want to protect my pawn. I know the queen's defending it as well, but if I have to take back with the queen, that means that he can take my knight, and I will have to ruin my pawn structure, which I don't want. So for that reason, I'm going to play bishop e3.
Bishop e3.
And let me just check the recording,
Bishop takes f3.
because my previous recording kind of failed. For some reason, it's not really working properly. Okay, maybe now it is. Um, it's kind of weird because I'm capturing my screen, but it freezes as soon as I leave it, so that's a problem. Yeah, so he took on f3, I will take back with the queen. Queen takes f3.
Queen takes f3.
And now it doesn't show that move
E
because
takes
I'm
d4.
in the wrong browser, which is annoying. Um, Hmm. I'm not sure how to fix that. Maybe I do know though. Maybe I can actually do this. Wait. If I do this, does it work? So, he took on d4 with the pawn. I'll take the bishop. Bishop takes d4. Let's see if this works. I'm just figuring this out
Bishop takes d4.
while recording.
Knight c6.
Oh, it actually is working now. Okay, that's great. He played knight c6. Logical move, getting a tempo on my bishop. I think he has a bit of knowledge at least about his opening because he's playing all those moves quite convincingly, although I don't really see the point yet. He gets an extra development move after I retreat my bishop. I want to retreat to e3 here and not to c3 because that blocks as well the movement of my c-pawn as my development of the knight. That's currently still on b1. So I will just go back to e3 with bishop
Bishop e3.
and see what he does. Knight f6 is what I'm predicting. And then I have some options. I will think.
Knight e5.
He has 95, wow. 95? Oh, that attacks my queen. Ah, okay. So he's going for the queen attacks. It's actually a pretty good move. Centralizing the knight. Anticipating that he's probably going to castle queenside. The queen d7. He still needs to develop his kingside pieces. So I'm thinking about stuff like queen to f5, blocking queenside castling, but of course he can play g6. Then again, that would kind of weaken his kingside. So queen f5 is interesting. Queen f5. You cannot really go knight c4 because of my light square bishop still being in the way. And although he has a nice knight, it's not really doing any sort of danger yet. It's not making any sort of threat for now. I think queen f5 is an interesting move, but I need to have a concrete move after g6. I think I will slide my queen back to h3 there. There's no light square bishop for him, so it's not really a risk of getting trapped, as it's very hard for him to attack my queen on it if it's on h3. And it's still blocking him from castling queenside. So I'm tempted to play queen f5 here. Very tempted. Um, I need to identify some drawbacks of the move as well. Because it can also be attacked by knight e7, which is something I hadn't considered yet. But then I can simply slide my queen back to h3, which I was already planning to do in the first place. And he would be blocking the development of his bishop. And the same goes for g6, and g6 is also weakening. So I'm expecting queen f5, knight e7, queen h3. Queen e7. No wait, the knight would be on e7. It's also blocking the queen. Okay, I really like this move, queen f5. I'm going to play it. Um,
Queen f5.
it seems like there are a lot of merits to that move. At some point, I will probably want to dislodge that very strong knight
g6.
that's currently at e5. Okay, he does play g6, planning to play bishop to g7, probably in kind of dragon style. Do I have some alternatives here? I think I would just want to go queen h3 here, which we already planned out.
Queen h3.
And now, actually, bishop to g7 is the more logical move, fianchettoing the bishop. And then I might play something like f4, like be a bit ambitious, why not? I can probably castle queenside. I really wonder what his plan is in terms of king safety. So the point that I'm making right now is that where are you going to hide your king? Because my queen is preventing you from castling queenside, and my move queen f5 provokes g6 so that your king side won't be as um, strong either anymore. So let's see, bishop to g7, knight c3 seems like the most natural move, preparing to castle queenside. There's also f4 and then knight c3, but where would the knight go if I attack it right now? Most likely to c6, right? So if f4, knight c6.
Queen f6.
Okay, he goes queen f6 now. Queen f6, that's interesting. I don't think that's a good move. It intuitively feels wrong. Let's see if I can identify why. If I play bishop to d4, knight would be pinned, unless it moves with check, which it can actually. It can move to d3, which would be a check. So if I play bishop to d4 right now, knight to d3, um, that's simply an exchange because I can take the knight, but then he can take my bishop. I don't like that too much. I don't like that too much. What to do here? Okay, so I briefly glanced at bishop to b5, but after c6, I don't think there's much there. So I'm going to discard that move for now. If I play f4 now, so I can still play f4, of course, you cannot take with the queen because it's the square is guarded by the bishop. So let's say f4, knight to c6. Um, I kind of want to make the move e5 work eventually. So maybe there's a plan of moving my queen to g3, which would support an eventual e5 push. I also want to castle queen side, and I want to somehow create threats around the king. Well, now I need to find the best way to go about that. So there's knight c3, there's f4, and he could also castle king side, but I want to kind of castle queen side because I'm preventing him from castling queen side. So if he's ever castling, we'll have opposite side castling, and I will be claiming that his king side is weaker than my queen side. Definitely feels like the most flexible move actually to play knight c3, which kind of doesn't show my hand what I exactly want to do because I might still play bishop e2 and castles king side, but that's not my plan right now. Yeah, so knight e3, castles long, queen g3, f4, and e5 is what I currently want to do. Starting with the move knight c3.
Knight c3.
And of course, we should always be looking for tactics, because now that I play knight c3, there's also maybe an option of going knight to d5 at some point, which attacks the queen. Attacking the queen often leads to fun opportunities. In fact, knight d5 would now force queen e8, because otherwise I fork the rook and the king. Um, hmm. Also, it threatens maybe at some point, not right now because there's still a knight on g8, but to go knight f6 at some point. It would just be a very strong knight on d5. If he allows me to play that, he can play c6 right away. So if he plays c6,
Knight e7.
okay, he goes knight e7, tries to develop. He tries to develop. He's getting some knight development in. He's activated his queen a little bit as well. He's blocking his bishop though. I should definitely be looking for tactics. So maybe I will go castle's queenside, so that bishop to d4 becomes a serious threat. I will actually castle long right away. I won't think too long about it. I feel like it's just a good move.
Long castle.
Because I already kind of established my plan, and I think it's going to do a lot of good for me.
C6.
We go c6 now. That's fair. Also preparing d5. What if I go f4 now? So f4, knight d7, most likely knight d7. He wants to play knight d7. So I will go knight, bishop to d4 now.
Bishop D4.
Actually, I haven't really looked at c5.
D5.
He goes d5 though. But now I think I'm just winning a piece, or am I miscalculating? If I go f, oh no, because f4 would simply be captured by the queen. There's queen g3 though. I do think that queen g3 wins a piece. So that's another move that we saw before that could become an idea, and I think it is now. How do you add another protector to that knight? Like bishop to g7. Bishop to g7 would be the move. But then I can play f4 because then the queen on g3 would be protecting the f4 square. So I will play queen g3. And I think we already
Queen G3.
will get a winning position from this. So yeah, if he plays bishop to g7, I can play f4 and I win a piece. If he doesn't, I will take an e5 with my bishop. And to be honest, I don't see any alternatives. We can actually give a check on h6. But does that change anything after king b1? I don't think it does. I don't think it does. Obviously, you cannot give a check with the queen, because then I simply take it with mine. This already looks winning for me. So we're 10 minutes in this game, and it's already looking very good. So I guess our plan paid off. And I really wonder what he's going to do now. He probably should have played c5.
Bishop H6 check.
He does go bishop h6 check. Um, so king b1, does he have any defensive resource there? I highly doubt it. Actually, he has. He actually does. He can go bishop to f4. Wow. He can actually go bishop f4. Okay, so I did overlook this move. No panicking though. Let's calculate it further. King b1, bishop f4. Bishop f4. I can actually not pin that bishop, sadly. Is there really no tactic there after bishop f4? Can I take on e5? Bishop f4, bishop take e5. I'm attacking the queen and the bishop. Then he can take my bishop. With either the queen or the bishop itself. I don't think I have anything there. now he just takes bishop. I will still go king b1 though. I mean, there's really no alternative.
King b1.
So if he doesn't find bishop f4, then my life will be really easy. But otherwise, I'm going to have to do some more calculating. So in this whole process, I missed this idea. You could get this check, followed by bishop f4. But still, I think after everything settles, if I just move my queen out of the way, his knight will still be pinned. F4 might still be a threat. Maybe have some g3 and then f4 IDs, where my f4 pawn would
Bishop
be...
f4.
Yeah, he does find bishop f4. Very nice move. Protecting the knight and protected by the queen. But I don't think this move is going to last for very long, now that I've thought about it. So I will probably just go back to h3, so where it came from. Yeah. Okay, so let's take queen h3, and I have a direct threat. I have a threat of g3, bishop back to h6 or something, and then f4, which wins material. So how do you stop it? After queen h3, you have to stop g3. You simply have to, right? How do you do that? You can attack my queen, maybe. Actually, you can't. How do you stop g3? Hmm. I think queen h3 is just a good move. I really don't see anything for black there, but maybe I'm missing something. I need to be patient about this. Queen h3, queen h3, threat of g3, f4. So I'm kind of expecting, let's say bishop, queen h3, bishop to g5. That seems like a blunder of work, but it really doesn't. I can still play g3 there though. Yeah, we'll go queen h3 here. Just
Queen
back.
h3.
And even though he solved his problems temporarily with that bishop f4 move, I think that pin on the knight will eventually just be his downfall. g3 f4 not only would win material in this particular position if I had another move, but it also creates a very, very strong pawn structure that will be great for an endgame potentially as well. Meanwhile, he still has the castle. I can also start looking at threats on his king, even though his pawn structure on the queen side is kind of good, so it won't be so easy to break into that. Right now, the game is really revolved around the pin on the knight, and his pieces are very much tangled up, and I don't think it's going to last very long before I win something, after which it's probably already a winning position for
D
me.
takes e4.
Okay, he goes d takes e4, which I think is a big mistake. Um, because I just discarded that move as a possibility because of knight takes e4 and that attacks the queen. So let's actually see. Knight takes e4. Knight takes e4, I attack the queen. You need to find a good square for your queen, preferably that's in the center. But that's out of the... Actually, queen e4, there's queen e6. What if I just go with my initial plan, which was g3, g3, let's say bishop g5, and then f4 you can take en passant. in that line, but I have rook to e1, adding another layer of pressure to that knight. So I think that might just be the best move. I need to act immediately here because I want to win material. So let's calculate g3, bishop to g5, f4, e takes f4. Um, would that actually be noted as e takes f3 because black pawn ends up on f3? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So then I go rook e1, rook e1. The bishop comes back to f4. Um, oh, and I might have queen takes f3 there because if knight takes, I take with the bishop and I'm attacking the rook. I mean, it has to be winning, right? I need to find a concrete line. g3, bishop g5, f4. Let's say e takes f3. Rook e1, bishop f4. No, actually, there's a pawn on that. There's a pawn on g3, so you can't go to back to f4. You can also not support the knight with your other knight. And well, the rooks are not defending either, so I think I just win material there. Okay, I'm gonna play g3.
G3. Bishop h6.
Okay, he goes bishop h6. Um, that blunders a bishop, first of all, right? Because my queen is on h3. So basically, I still have the threat of playing f4. Let's see what's best. So there's f4, e takes f3, rook e1. He wants to go bishop g7 though. So eliminating that bishop is good. I'm just gonna take that bishop. I don't think there's any danger in doing that. So let's go queen takes h6.
Queen takes h6.
And now we're just piece up. And his position is not looking too great right now.
Knight g8.
Knight g8, attacking my queen. So very logical, I think, is queen e3. The first move that comes to mind, maintaining the threat of f4, putting even more pressure on the e file, and thus on the knight. Still what the game is revolving around, but now we know for sure that we're in a winning position. So let's go queen e3.
Queen e3.
And it's funny actually, if he goes knight to g4, I can actually just take his queen, and he can take my queen. And then I can take his rook, he can take my rook. Eventually I win another piece in that line, I think. So yeah, it's
Queen f3.
queen f3. Okay, interesting. He wants to go for the queen trade. This is actually a kind of interesting idea, because his idea is if I take the queen, he will take with the knight, but then I can take the rook.
Zwart gift op.
Yeah, okay.
With Heath Jawanen.
So he resigned. It was a good game, I think. Our plan plan played off, and we got a winning position from the opening. I think Queen H3 was a really good strategic idea. I will confirm that with an engine. But yeah, I think this was a nice episode, a nice intro to this series. Hopefully, I will get a little bit longer games eventually, where I really have to calculate complicated lines. But as an introduction, I think this is a good first episode. And well, I hope you guys agree, and I will see you guys in the next one. So, well, bye bye.